there, I'm Mari, and I'm going to teach you about riding the subway in New York. So, talking about the subway. I love taking the subway in New York. It's actually one of my favorite things about living here. The convenience of getting anywhere you want to go in the city or in one of the boroughs. You don't have to worry about parking, you don't have to worry about traffic. It's always going to take the same amount of time to get somewhere, and there are subway stations everywhere, so you can really get anywhere you want to go. So first things first, you need to figure out which lines you want to take. It's actually not that confusing. I recommend, if you have a smartphone, using an app. There's one called Embark, Hop Stop. I'll link some of those below so you have the information. However, I just use Google Maps. I love Google Maps. I mean, I think it's so easy to use. I always joke that Google's my best friend, and I might be in a gutter somewhere if I didn't have Google. Seriously, Google Maps. All you do is go to directions, plug in your start, plug in your end, and it will give you several options of routes you can take. I usually prefer to pick the one that will take the least amount of time or that has the fewest transfers, because transferring is not hard, but if I don't have to transfer, I don't want to transfer. And sometimes, especially if the weather is bad, ones that have the least amount of walking distance. So you can do all of those things on your app. If you don't have an app, at a lot of train stations there are booths with a person in it and they'll have free maps for you. Or you can go into the station, find a map on the wall, and take a picture of it. And keep that around with you. But there should be a lot of free maps. So if you're using a smartphone and you figure out your route, what I recommend is taking a screenshot on your phone and then saving all of the directions, saving the maps as screenshots. That way, when you're in the subway and you don't get service, you can still look at the directions. It's very, very helpful. That's really a top tip. Let's talk about how you find the subway stations. All look a little bit like this. Look for these green balls. That's what will always signal a train station. At night, they're lit up. That's the easiest way to tell. There will always be a sign at the entrance telling you which direction. Sometimes if it's only going one way, which direction it's going, what trains you can get there, the numbers and the letters. Most of them go underground. Some of them maybe not go underground, but most of the time you'll see them going downstairs. So that's what you need to look for. So once you get inside the station, there will be a kiosk, vending machines where you can buy your tickets. There will sometimes be a booth with a person if you feel more comfortable doing that, but the kiosks are very easy and they're very self-explanatory. But I will go over the options that you have so you can feel comfortable when you buy the tickets. Okay, so each ticket is going to be $2.50 per ride, and that includes transfers. You can buy passes, you can put in a certain amount, so you can say, oh, I want $20 worth, and that means you'll get as many rides as you can get for $20. Please note, it costs $1 to get new tickets. Now, if you are planning on doing a lot of sightseeing and you want to, explore a lot of different parts of New York, I highly recommend this 7-day pass because $30 will go by very quickly if you're paying $2.50 each time. The other option you have is a 30-day or 1-month pass for $112. And after you have your ticket, all you do is you swipe, not too fast, not too slow. It will tell you try again or something like that if you fail. It's not that big of a deal. However, at rush hour, I'd say in the morning commute, 8, 9 a.m. to in the evening, like 5, 6 p.m., it can be very busy in some of the main train stations, and people might be a little bit upset if you're taking a long time to go through. So just be aware of your surroundings, and if it's very busy, just try and do things as fast as possible and people won't get mad. everyone in New York is generally nice, just I think people who are used to commuting can get annoyed of tourists, so just be aware. Okay, so once you're inside the subway station and you know where you want to go, you know which train you want to take, then things to look for. There will always be signs uptown. That means you're going north. So uptown means going up to, let's say, like the Upper West Side, Upper East Side. Maybe if you are already uptown and you want to go downtown, you're going to want to go south. So look for the downtown signs. If you're going between Manhattan and Brooklyn, for example, Manhattan, that means west. Brooklyn, that means east. Just always be aware of the signs. There are a lot of signs and they can be very helpful. Also, if you're going over to Brooklyn, and downtown will mean Brooklyn. There's not always, but on a lot of stations there will be an automated sign telling you when the next train is coming, how many minutes away it is. Those are very helpful. In the daytime, trains usually are anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. At night, it can be up to 20 minutes waiting time. So those are really helpful, so you know just kind of how long you're going to be sitting there. Okay, so once you figured out where you're going, you know which train you're taking, you know how long it will be till it gets there. When it does arrive, just, you know, let people come out first before you get in. Find a place to sit if you can, otherwise just try and find a place to stand. Sometimes the subway cars are so packed that you're literally pressed against someone on every part of your body. Just go with it. Don't overthink these things. Just enjoy, embrace it. There will either be an automated system telling you what stop you're at and what stops are coming up, or it will be the conductor speaking it to you over the PA system. To be perfectly honest, when it's the conductor speaking, I can't always understand, or it's too quiet, or it's too loud. It's hard to understand sometimes what they're saying. So in that case, if you can't understand what they're saying, or even if it's the automated one and you still can't hear, just always be looking out the windows and looking at the signs. When you get to a stop, just look at the signs of what stop you're at. That's the best advice I have. Sometimes they'll come on, the conductor might come on and say there's a message like the train is being delayed or things like that. And if you can't understand what the person's saying, if you see kind of everyone around you looking really upset and getting off the train, you might want to do that too. That might mean it's going to be delayed a long time. I don't know. That's what I do, really. I just kind of see what other people are doing because I still don't necessarily know what's happening sometimes. And really, everyone is nice. If you want to ask someone what's happening, people are usually very friendly and will be helpful. So don't be afraid to ask people. They can seem intimidating maybe, but everyone's nice when you ask them. Another piece of advice, if you're waiting for the train and it looks like car after car after car are full, and then one car is empty, maybe except for like one person, and you're like, ooh, nice, I'm gonna go in that one. There's a reason that no one's on that one, and you might, if you got on, you would be able to tell right away. The smell might not be too nice. So watch out for that. Also, when you're in the subway cars, up at top somewhere, there will be kind of like a list of all the stops in order. Now, be careful because sometimes the train line that those stops are listed for on the train you're on is not the actual route that train is taking, because they use trains for different lines. So just be aware, make sure if you're looking at the signs in the car that it's the actual route that you're on. I've seen tourists do this before. I first did that when I was in New York. So if you get on the train and then all of a sudden you realize that you're not going the right direction that you had hoped you were going, just get off. Most train stations you'll be able to transfer to the other side of the platform without leaving the station. So just get off and do that. Sometimes you'll have to actually walk outside and then repay again to get in on the other side. That's one reason I think if you're gonna be here for a week, it's nice to get the unlimited pass because you can make as many mistakes as you want and you don't have to feel like you are paying for it, you know? You can get on and get off and it's no really big deal. So when you do find the right stop you want to get off, it can be confusing which exit to get off at. I'm not a pro at this at all. Like I still, every time I walk out of the subway, if it's a new stop, I'm like, I have no idea where I am, and then I look on Google Maps to figure out which way I'm going. And there are signs for each exit telling you like the northwest corner, southwest corner, etc. So if you kind of know the general direction you want to go in, you can look to those and try and exit the right one. I usually just exit whichever one is closest and then figure it out once I'm up top. Once you get outside and you want to look on your phone on Google Maps or whichever app you use, just make sure kind of stand to the side. Don't slowly walk out of the station and like stand right in the middle and people will be very annoyed. Just anytime you're going to look at your phone, just kind of like pull over to the side nicely, stand against a wall, just kind of get yourself out of the way because it's a busy city, there's a lot of people everywhere all the time. Just get it out of people's way and no one will care. So some things I love about the subway, just getting around, no parking, no traffic. It's cheaper than owning a car. You don't have to do maintenance on the subway, you know, you don't have to do oil changes, things like that. You don't have to do gas. I mean, the fare, you know, that can add up, but overall it's cheaper. If you go out like for happy hour or for a drink with friends, you never have to worry about drinking and driving because don't drink and drive. Not cool, not cool. I mean, not saying I'm a drunk, but if I want to have a glass of wine or a shot before I leave my apartment, that's no worry. Yeah, so it's just really nice never having to worry about that. Also, I really like about the subway is things like on the subway you can be productive, like you can read. So yeah, I really like taking the subway. It's really, I've found it so nice, and there's a little bit of a learning curve in the beginning, but once you know it, it's so easy. Those are my tips. If you have any specific questions, please leave it in the comments below and I'll try and answer it. I might not know, but I'll look it up or maybe direct you to a proper source. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and I hope to see you soon, and thanks so much and happy travels and happy exploring and happy subwaying. Also, when I first came to New York, I was with my friend Tony and she coined the term. I'm giving you credit, Tony. The term subbing it. It's basically sub as in to take the subway. It is a verb. Yeah, I always forget to say it. Really, I keep meaning to spread that as a new lingo. Nobody says that, but for Tony's sake, I'm gonna try and make that a thing. So if you're gonna take the subway somewhere, just say, oh hey, I'm just subbing it. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna sub it there. Oh yeah, I'll meet you in 20 minutes. I'm subbing it. Yeah, like that. It's so easy. So that's a trend. We're gonna start that. Hashtag subbing it. No G required.